Now, let's move to our next point, which is direction for the performance of work. Remember, we are having a short videos to discuss each element required during operation. This section under direction for performance of work, it's a very critical. Why? Number one, we need to set rules and provision to ensure maintenance is always performed in a safely and efficient way. Because you as an operators or operation managers, that your responsibility is to make sure maintenance is completed on time in a safe manner. For example, if safety required you to isolate a section, you must isolate a section. If safety required you to take an item out of service, remove it totally, you have to do so. And you have to plan it in a way that to minimize the interference with the operation of your plant. Send and enforce safety policies, because safety impact on your labor, man hours, and also at the same time could cause you damage to your equipment. And as safety come number first, always comes first, so you need to enforce this strictly. Rooftop safety, because a PV system, the photovoltaic system, usually located if in a building or if in a factory or a plant, industry, commercial, residential, it's usually located on a rooftop. So you have to make sure you have a rooftop safety part of your operation. Because you're dealing with an DC, could be high voltage DC, actually most likely will be above 500 volt DC. And you're dealing with the AC, high power AC, you could be dealing 200, 300, 1 megawatt, could be. So you make sure you need to have some sort of arc flash. Okay, equipment, gears, training, and so on and so forth. Now, you need to make sure the lay down area and parking is part of your arrangements. You don't want any incidents to happen because of this unorganized lay down areas and parking. You have to ensure only qualified personnel attend the day-to-day operation task. The solar system, you are working with DC power source. You are working with AC power source. You could be working with energy storage, lithium, could be lithium ion, lithium iron phosphate, acid. You also will be dealing with, could be inverter, low frequency inverter with transformers, high frequency inverters with high power electronics devices. So please, you need to make sure that only qualified and experienced personnel attend day-to-day operation tasks. I hope this element will always be met on your side to meet the direction for the performance of work. Let's take another point in our system, which is very important element known as monitoring. These days, monitoring help us at the residential, industrial, and power stations to achieve system analysis, to analyze fault, to do preventive maintenance. You will see later on part of our sequence that how this will help. So part of your system as an under operation, you should always make sure that you maintain monitoring system and analysis of the result. You need to analyze the result. If you see an increase, sharp increase of some sort of load or a sharp decrease of a load, you need to check the situations. See, will this impact on my inverter, my energy storage capability, or would it cause any damage? Metering for revenue. So you always have to make sure your monitoring is up to date, because you always need to get your revenue. You need to measure. Alarm. You need to get all this informations recorded. and get it assessed by a specialist in this field. Comparing result of system monitoring to benchmark expectation. So for example, if your system is designed to be, for example, designed to give you 100 kilowatt at a certain time, your monitoring should be able to tell you, am I within the range of 100 to 150 kilowatt as expected? If it's not, I need to go back to my designer. There might be some panel fault. There might be some panels, that need attentions. There might be an inverter that inside the inverter one MPPT is not performing well. So all these informations need to be captured and need to be checked against the benchmark that's set by the designer. You need to always prepare a periodic report based on that result, on the system result that you obtained from the monitoring. The report it's very important for the report to include services performed both locally and remotely. In your report, have you done any services? Have you done any update? Have you changed any parts? Maybe the part that you changed, it's not suitable. Maybe by mistake your inventory division brought you a less, for example, your maximum power point tracker. If you need a 200 amps by mistake, maybe they got you 150 or 100. So you need to include this in a report so your engineer, your assessor will be able to determine if it's on the right track or if it's not on the right track. I hope that's clear. And let's end this video. Let's make it short so people can watch it again and again. And we will see you during our next video.